This video is to talk about the use of evidence within our papers. Now, when I was 12 years old, I had this tree fall directly on this power line going into my house. The power line destroyed all of the electrical equipment in my house, including my PlayStation 1, which at the time was top of the line. Okay. I had to provide evidence that I actually own the PlayStation 1 in order for the insurance company to give us the money to replace it. Okay, otherwise, if I didn't have that evidence, they weren't going to believe just my word. I'm a 12-year-old kid. The same thing goes with your essays. You can make comments and opinions about whatever you want. And if you can use evidence to back it up, it's going to make your opinions a lot stronger. Okay, if you can't use evidence to back it up, there's no reason for people necessarily to believe you. Okay, now evidence can come in several different forms. Probably the best form is factual information or statistics, so numbers, studies done by doctors and scientists. You can also include the opinions and thoughts of other professionals. So if you're writing a paper about alligator wrestling, it wouldn't hurt to include a story from somebody who is an alligator wrestler. If you were to include information from Mr. Ackerman about alligator wrestling, it wouldn't make any sense because I don't know anything about it. Okay, I would not be a credible source. That evidence would be pretty much pointless. So you can include information from other professionals. Now, if you're using evidence in your essay, chances are it's pretty good, especially if you're doing all the other things that you need to. If you're not including that evidence, then you're missing, at this point, you're missing the point of these essays. Okay, so let's take a look at an example of a well thought out use of evidence. Okay, this one's talking about the risks of playing American football. One of them is concussions. Right away after this person's topic sentence and briefly introducing what they're going to talk about, they provide number statistics to talk about it. In 2012, 64 or 70 through 76 out of 100,000 athletes were injured with a concussion. So this statistic right here is backing up the topic sentence. Later on, after providing a little bit of commentary here, this might not seem like many, but it is. Concussions are nothing to mess with. They can sometimes be fatal. Okay, they're actually providing information from Stop Sports Injuries about concussions being fatal. Okay, which is clearly a risk of concussions. And then they provide a specific, what's called an anecdotal or a little story about somebody who had a concussion. So all of this evidence relates back to the claim, back to the topic sentence. So this is a good use of evidence. In this paragraph here, we have a lot of information, and a lot of it could be true, and it does relate back to the topic sentence. But since there's no in-text citations or no statistics or anything along those lines, it seems pretty much either that it's made up or it's just the opinion of the author. There's nothing necessarily to back it up. Okay, so now since this person isn't an architect, I'm not really believing what they're saying. Okay, so they have great ideas, but they need to back it up with actual information from perhaps an architect or a website about architecture to support his ideas. In this paragraph right here, again, we have some pretty good ideas, but we're not actually bringing up any statistics. In this paragraph, there's a lot of chances for this person to actually bring up statistical information to support their ideas. So it says, those face masks doctors wear in hospitals are for more than just preventing them from gagging. They protect the doctors from bloodborne infections. Okay, that's an interesting topic sentence. I would love to see some statistical information about how they prevent them from getting bloodborne infections. I'm sure there's a lot of information about that topic out there. Paramedics deal with blood in bad settings, no face mask, meaning they can easily pick up infections such as malaria and bruge, whatever that word is. If you were to back this up saying in 2005, 17 doctors came down with malaria because they weren't wearing a face mask, that would be awesome. Now, I'm completely making that information up, but there's probably information like that out there that you could find to support that statement. Okay, so you have great information, but you need to back it up with some evidence so that people, when they're reading it, they can go, oh, okay, this isn't just the thought of a 12, 13, 14-year-old. This is actual information from professionals or actual statistics supporting that information. I can really buy into this and really believe what they're writing. And I mean, it's not just because you're young. When you get older, it's the exact same situation. Oh, there's just some guy. Why should I believe what he has to say? Oh, well, he's quoting professionals, or he's providing information from these specific organizations that are supporting his point of view. It makes it a little bit more believable. So make sure that you are using as much specific evidence as you can to support your ideas, so long as you are explaining them as well.